Ask anyone who invented the telephone, and the answer you most likely will receive is Alexander Graham Bell. This wouldn't necessarily be incorrect, but there really is a lot more to the story, which also includes West Orange's favorite son, Thomas Edison. Now, just to be clear, Edison's contributions to the development of the telephone mostly all occurred before he came to West Orange. But one of Edison's suggestions regarding the use of the telephone has had a long-lasting impact and is still used today. It should be more accurately be stated that Bell patented the first telephone, but in reality, many other individuals and their related experiments all led to the development of the telephone as we know it today. It really took the combined efforts of many inventors worldwide from which the modern telephone evolved. Like any technology, the telephone has been in a state of constant improvement since its very inception. Wireless technology today has expanded the telephone well beyond what Alexander Graham Bell could ever have imagined. The future possibilities that spawned from this 19th century invention has now made instant worldwide communications possible in the 21st century. It can be said that the modern telephone has many fathers, but to fully explain in exact detail who the inventor of the telephone was would take a lot of time and be a long drawn-out process. But who is credited as the inventor can be best understood by highlighting the important events of just a few days in a precise timeline. More than anything else, it has to do with whose patent was registered first. On February 14, 1876, at about 9:30 a.m., either Elisha Gray or his attorney brings a notice of intention to file a patent application for the first working telephone in the U.S. Patent Office. It was for the purpose of notifying the office of a possible invention in the process. About 2 hours later, at 11:30 a.m., in the same patent office, Alexander Graham Bell's lawyer brings in Bell's patent application for the telephone. Bell's lawyer requests that it be registered immediately. Another 2 hours pass, and at about 1:30 p.m., Elijah Gray's patent application is registered. Although he was first in the office that day, it was not the first one registered. Bell's was. Both men applied for the same patent on the same day at the same place, but since Bell's was registered first, he therefore was awarded the patent for the telephone on March 7, 1876. But it wasn't until 3 days later, on March 10th, that Bell first successfully transmitted speech over a wire to his assistant, Mr. Watson. This is where it gets very convoluted with competing claims and becomes a very murky legal matter. But in the end, Bell is given credit for patenting the first telephone and considered the short answer to the question, who invented the telephone? But Thomas Edison, the iconic image of West Orange, made at least two very important contributions. Edison had developed a far superior carbon microphone for use with the telephone in 1877 and was eventually awarded a patent for it in 1892. But Edison's most important contribution to the development of the telephone, still in use today, was one he never even received a patent for. Bell's first telephone did not have a ringer to alert an incoming call. Although it was a breakthrough in technology, Bell conceived it as a means of communication that would connect two remote locations with a permanently open line. Bell had proposed using the nautical term of ahoy to alert the user on the other end that there was a person waiting to speak. It became the first phone greeting used, but soon proved to be very impractical because unless the person being called heard it, no one answered the call. The idea of installing an alarm bell at each end of the line to draw attention that someone wanted to speak was just a novel idea. On August 15, 1877, Thomas Edison wrote to a friend who was setting up a phone system in Pittsburgh. Edison said, "I don't think we shall need a call bell, as hello can be heard from 10 to 20 feet away." The nautical term of ahoy was quickly replaced by hello. Edison's suggestion took hold, and by today's standards, it may seem absurd that it wasn't the natural choice from the beginning. Eventually, the crank-activated magneto was developed and gave the telephone its ring. But Edison's suggestion of answering the phone by saying hello continued to be used as the standard phone greeting after the bell ringer was developed and is still used today.